Gotta love Peggle. This is such a relaxing game. I just wish I were better at it. But it's always relaxing. Except for when it gets right down to the end of a level, obviously. But the music is always such a vibe. Yes. I mean, that's the first level with any of the new characters that ever make it that hard, so you don't have to think too much. It's another long day. So it's always good to just relax with some Peggle. Extreme fever. Thickness, I don't actually have a fever because I don't have health insurance right now. Being unemployed is so much fun. It is what it is. Oops. I wish that the instant you click even slightly outside of the box, it didn't immediately just pause and cut the audio on Peggle, but I mean, it's a pretty old game at this point, so what are you gonna do? Just have to not misclick. Come on, make it to the green one. Oh, it's so satisfying. Oh shoot, command text. I should really just mute my phone when I'm streaming so that I don't keep getting distracted. I'm probably not going to play for too long. Just a nice little wind down at the end of the day. Okay, now I've got to actually get a little bit more serious with my shots here. God, I'm so bad at this game. Should really... I just need to lock in. That's what the secret is. Okay. Well, I mean, now I just gotta hit the last 3 shots. There we go. Nice. Next level. I really do need to make time to play games more. It is really relaxing. After another annoying day of job applications. It seems like so many places are hiring, but nobody ever calls you back or emails you or nothing. You just send applications into the wind. But what can you do? Can only do so many in a day before you just kind of lose it. I was hoping that would hit that. It is what it is. I'll find something eventually, when the time's right. And in the meantime, just gotta not get too bummed about it, because it's not fully in my control. Boom. Extreme fever. One slight misclick and it just immediately decides to just stop working. Okay. Gerp. Purple peg changes place after every shot. Yeah. If you haven't figured that out by this point, you were just not paying attention to the game. Oh, that's a fun combo. Nice. I live for just a fun ricochet in this game. Hello! Hello to Napalm Zombie. Yay! I actually figured out how to do the chat overlay thing. I really had no idea what I was doing, but it did in fact pop up there, so love to see it. It disappears pretty quick. I don't know how to change that in the settings. I'm gonna take a look at that really quick. I'm just gonna pull this really quick here. If I edit the amount of time that it takes before it disappears, settings. You can try that. I don't know if it makes a difference. I tried to change the settings. I'm not sure if it'll actually do anything, but it is at least showing up on the screen, which is better than I thought it was going to be, honestly. I am so out of my element with all of this, but it worked. And now I'm going to lock in and actually try and make some shots here. That was embarrassing. Okay, that's good. Nice bounce. That's better. Okay. My timing is so bad. Like, with how much I've played this game, you'd think I'd get better at it, but it's just miserable consistently. Except for that time. That was a lot better. There we go. Alright. Onto the final level with the alien. Clear more orange pegs early on. My strategy is to just clear a lot of orange pegs at the beginning, and then a lot of orange pegs in the middle, and then finish it out with clearing a lot of orange pegs. I don't know why more people don't do that. Sometimes I feel like a solid 10% of my vocabulary is just quotes from The Office, and I haven't even watched that show that much recently. I know that there was like a spin-off show that came out a little bit ago, but I haven't seen anybody talking about it, so I haven't been that inclined to seek it out, really. I think it's called The Paper. The only things I know about it are that I think it's called The Paper, and then I think Oscar is in it, which, I mean, I guess it's fun they got somebody from the original show, but he wasn't exactly the most exciting member of the cast, so it doesn't make me super enticed to watch it, honestly. But I'll probably check it out at some point. But yeah, I don't know anybody who's watched it. Damn it. It seems like they didn't exactly strike while the iron is hot with that show. Like, I don't think the world was like begging for a spin-off of The Office now. Like, you would have thought they would have... I'm surprised they didn't try and pump more of them out right around the time that it was ending. It's just like 2025. I mean, again, like, I'm somebody who likes The Office, but I wasn't really too... Yeah, it's just weird timing to release a spin-off show. I mean, I guess it seems like it's a pretty different thing. Like, it's only tangentially related. And they probably only did that because they had an idea for a show they wanted to make and figured, oh, if we make it Office adjacent, people might watch it. Like, that's probably what they were thinking. But it kind of seems like a bad idea because the one time I did see something about it, it was just like somebody tweeting that it wasn't as good as The Office, and it's like, yeah, as soon as you announce that something is a spin-off to something that's popular, it's just immediately going to get compared to that thing and not have its own room to breathe. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't heard that it's bad, just that people don't like it as much as they like The Office. Which, I mean, it's one of the most popular TV shows of, like, ever. So I guess that's not too surprising. But, yeah, I'm sure I'll watch it one of these days. Okay, just gotta get in there. Should be the right angle. There we go, okay. Ooh. It's always so satisfying when you land in the 100,000 right in the middle, and it always bounces out. You never get it. Like maybe if you clear out all of the pegs on the entire level. Oh, Claude! Yes, I love Claude so much. The flipper. I love pinball games. I remember back when I was still living with my parents, I think probably when I was in high school, my dad like came home one day and he had purchased like a Metallica pinball machine from one of his friends. So for a few years when I was growing up, we just had like just a full-size Metallica pinball machine in the living room, and it was so loud so you could never play it when anybody was trying to sleep. But it was just so much fun. Someday I would like to have like arcade-style cabinets like around, but right now I don't even have enough space in my apartment for the stuff that I do own, and also they can be crazy expensive. So that's definitely more of a like, once I have like a stable career in either like a bigger apartment or a house, maybe I look into it. A mini Darth Vader pinball. I love pinball so much. I think one of the oldest memories I have of any computer game at all, I think it was like on like our old like huge computer that was like a communal one that everybody in the family had to take turns with. So, you know, like 200 years ago. And back then, like, there were so few like games out that like the game, it would just be called pinball. Like, I don't remember if it had a more specific name, but we would just play pinball. And that's any old arcade game. They're so satisfying to play. The weirdest one that we had, it was one of those games where it's like you move the bar across the bottom of the screen and there are balls bouncing and you have to bounce it up into the blocks. Which, I mean, there were like those kind of games were a dime a dozen, but the thing that I remember most about the one we had is that it was like Christian themed for some reason. So you would be like knocking away the blocks, and then behind it there would just be a Bible verse, and it was like, okay, that's random. Like, I don't think it really made me more religious. It was just kind of a weird choice. But that's another kind of game that was just so satisfying. I would love to try and find that original game and stream it and see if it's just as weird as I remember. But it was fun. Remember, you could make custom levels, and my sister and I... My younger sister never like played games on the computer with us, so it was usually just my older sister and me. And we would make custom levels, and they would just be the most atrocious looking things you've ever seen, because we would just be like spamming the most colorful looking blocks and making levels that weren't fun to play, but we would still do it for hours because there wasn't that much you could do on the computer back then. It was that game, the pinball game, and then the only like early like online game that we played was like Webkins, which was, I only even started playing Webkins because like I got one of the like stuffed animals, I think, for Christmas or my birthday, and I was like, oh, I should probably play the game then. I think it was like the Black Cat. And the only thing I remember about Webkins was getting very frustrated by trying to make like my Webkins' house look nice and just not being able to accomplish it at all. Oh, come on. Oh. It's always so dumb when it's just bouncing around and around and it's like slows down for like half a second, speeds back up. But I got it. So on to the next level. But yeah, any kind of game as a kid where it was like, there was any sort of like interior decorating element, I just hated it because I could never make like a room that didn't look horrible. Same reason I didn't really like Animal Crossing much when I was younger, because I just... Not that I have good interior design skills now, but I at least have a better idea of how to make something that I like. And back then, I would just like buy a bunch of stuff that didn't look good together, and then get pissed off when it didn't look good together. And it's like, it was entirely my fault. But I don't know if Webkins, like, it's even still, like, if the servers are up anymore. I haven't... Not that I have any idea what my username or password would be after all this time. But I remember, like, thinking some of the minigames were fun, but I don't remember what any of them were, because it's probably been... I don't even want to think about how many years it's been since I played Webkins. But yeah, it was a new and old version of Webkins. Webkins, it really is the RuneScape of its time. That level was easy. I think the only other computer games that we played when I was younger is my sister and I, we would like, our parents would be like on Facebook, like actually like messaging family and like, you know, checking in on stuff, and then once they were done, my sister and I would like fight over who would get to play the like Facebook games on our parents' accounts, because we weren't allowed to have our own Facebook accounts back then. Which, in hindsight, probably good for my development that I wasn't on Facebook at like the age of 11. But I think there were so many different Facebook games, and like half of them were just like the same game, just like with a slightly different texture. Like so many different like villes and towns where it's like the gameplay is exactly the same, which is like, are you farming or are you like a pirate? So then, like, when I was younger and I got a Facebook account, it wasn't even because I wanted to, like, connect with my friends on Facebook, because even back then, it didn't really seem like it was cool to be on Facebook. But it was just exciting to have a Facebook account because I could play the Facebook games for myself. But does Facebook even still have games? I feel like now that there's so many games other places, it probably wouldn't make a lot of sense financially for them to still have a lot of games. But then again, like, Netflix has games now, so what am I talking about? That's the weirdest thing to me. Like, you open the Netflix app and it's like, oh, would you like to play the most generic-looking game you've ever seen in your life? That was bad performance on that level. But, like, I guess once it's around long enough, it'll become a thing. But I don't, like... I would never go to Netflix to just, like, play what's basically a mobile game. Like, I already have games on my phone. Like, why would I want to stream one that's basically the same as all the other ones that are out? Again, I wish that the version of Peggle for phones wasn't full of ads, because I do like it and I would like to like have it on the go. But every time you open it, it's just, you get bombarded with ads, and it's just miserable to play, because you finish like one level, 30 seconds of ads, play another level, 30 seconds of ads. Every single app is just like designed to suck, so that you pay to have the ads removed. And even that has gotten so much worse than it was. Like, back in the day, like, there were ads in a lot of games, but, like, you would pay... Oh, I did not know that that was one of the Netflix games. Maybe I'll play that one. But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Like, there were a lot of games that would have ads, and then you would pay, like, a flat rate to just, like, remove the ads, and they would just stay on forever. But I think I mentioned yesterday, when I was streaming, that I was playing Plants vs. Zombies 2, and for removing the ads on that game, it's like you pay, like, the whatever, $2.99, $3.99, and it only removes the ads for a month, which is just insane to me. 'Cause there are a few games like that where I would maybe consider paying to not have ads if it's a game that I really like. But at that point, like, if you have to pay for the ads to not be there every month, you're basically just subscribing to Plants vs. Zombies 2. And, like, no. Like, I absolutely have no interest in that. Plants vs. Zombies... It's a shame how those games have fallen. Like, Plants vs. Zombies 2 sucks. There's that weird, sketchy remaster of the first game out that, like, nobody's playing. But, I mean, they're not the only ones. A lot of the, like, early big games that were especially big on phones are just... Some of them, they either suck or they're just gone. Like, there were so many Angry Birds games that I used to like to play, and, like, you just can't download them anymore. Like, they're just completely gone. And it just sucks, because, like, there's so many games like that where, like, everybody was playing them. Like, everybody who had a phone was, like, playing the same set of mobile games. And it... Because it was so new, it felt like a lot of the studios that were making mobile games were actually, like, putting effort in to try and make good games. And now, like, they're just trying to milk as much money out of people as they possibly can, and it sucks. Yeah. Yeah. I think the mobile game I probably played the most was Fruit Ninja, partially because I liked it, but also because back when I was in, like, 6th grade, they gave us all iPads, or, like, you would check them out at the start of your class, and somehow it was Fruit Ninja. Oh, Jetpack Joyride, that was another good one. I was never good at Jetpack Joyride, but it was fun. But somehow somebody got the Pocket Edition of Minecraft and Fruit Ninja onto all of the school iPads. So, like, you would have them out and you'd be doing work, but then you would just, like, everybody in class would just be playing Fruit Ninja. And there are definitely ways that you can, like, include a lot of technology, like, in classrooms, and especially, like, with all the garbage on the internet, it really is important that, like, young people are learning, like, computer literacy and, like, how to navigate online. But just, like, letting an entire class of middle schoolers just sit in their classes and play Fruit Ninja was probably not the best way to go about it. It got to a point where, like, teachers would stop letting us check the iPads out because we weren't, like, paying attention to our work, and it's like, just have them remove the games. Like, yeah, I agree that we shouldn't have been playing them during class, but, like, at a certain point, it's kind of like the school district's fault for it, like, knowing it's a problem and not doing anything about it. Because, like, I'm pretty sure it was, like, the entire year we were doing that stuff. And there were, like, no consequences for it ever. But those are simpler times. Once they got into high school, I think they realized that iPads weren't the way to go, and they switched to Chromebooks, which in some ways were even worse, because, like, you could just navigate to whatever the hell you wanted, but there were a lot more firewalls. Honestly, the main thing I think I learned from having a Chromebook in high school is that Chromebooks suck. There would be so many times, like, everybody would get them out in class, and the teacher would, like, tell us to do something, like, go to a specific web page, or, like, go to a specific, like, nothing would work. And then instead of learning, we would just be like spending an entire class period all trying to like do tech support and figure out why we couldn't do anything. I mean, honestly, like, Chromebooks are bad. I haven't had the best luck with laptops in general. The laptop that I have now is actually, it's still the same one that I got right at the start of college. It was literally, like, I got it at, like, the tech store on the UW-Madison campus, like a month before classes started. Like, I was there for some kind of, like, campus tour orientation thing, and I just also got a laptop. And literally, before I even went to my first class, I already had to take it to, like, the tech support to fix it, because it was just immediately not working. I think I took that laptop in for them to fix it, not joking at all, like, at least a dozen times over my 4 years that I was a student there. It got to a point where, like, they couldn't do anything else with it, so I had to send it, like, to Dell, like, I think it was a Dell. And they had to try and, like, fix it on their end. And then they sent it back to me. They're like, oh, we replaced all this stuff, it should work now. And I get it back from Dell, and it still, like, wasn't working. I went to a class, and it was just, like, running while closed in my backpack, and it was, like, really hot, and I couldn't turn it off. So I had to send it in for them to fix it again. And it got to a point, eventually, where I just, like, stopped using it, because it would, like, only work if it was plugged in, and I couldn't do anything besides just, like, type in a Google Doc. Like, if I tried to have more than, like, 3 tabs open, it just would shut down. So it was the worst laptop I've ever had. And I even, like, sent it back to Dell again, and I was like, if you don't fix it this time, can you just replace it? And then, like, I forget what they replaced, but it kind of worked for a bit. And it got to the point where by the time it, like, broke again, I was so close to graduating that I ended up just, like, doing all of my homework in one of the computer labs on campus. The only time that it really was annoying is some of my professors started, like, having us take, like, tests online through Canva, like the program that we would use for all the online school stuff. So we'd be, like, taking it online, but we'd still have to be sitting, like, in the lecture hall, which was a total nightmare, because I think, like I mentioned, my laptop, like, only worked if it was plugged in, and there weren't any, like, open spots, like, that were next to an outlet. So for one of them, I think they had to just give me a paper copy, but then after that, I just went to the library and checked out, like, a laptop from the library to use, and that got me through my last semester. And then I just kind of gave up on trying to get it fixed. I still have that laptop. The only thing that I do with it sometimes is, like, while I'm cooking, I'll have it, like, on the other counter so I can be, like have a YouTube video playing in the background, because, God forbid, I'm not watching something at all times. I can't use it for anything. It just... I mean, at this point it is, like, what, 6 years old? So it's not too surprising. But literally, even when it was brand new, that laptop sucked. So I have decided, like, never again am I buying anything from Dell. Like, trying to get them to just either fix or replace my garbage laptop that they sent me. Like, after literally, like, 2 years of trying to get it fixed, I just completely gave up, because it was pretty clear that they weren't actually gonna do anything about it. Which, I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. I had actually been thinking about getting a new laptop, just so I can, like, have something I can take on the go. And then I got fired, so it's not the time for that now. But it's not like I need one, I was just about to, like, start setting money aside for it, and then it was like, oh, no longer the time. I really do need to try and, like, use less screens in general. Like, I know it's, like, a way overdone meme at this point, but, like, I get so bored if I eat without watching something. Like, I never used to have that problem. Like, even, like, through a lot of college, I would just sit and eat, and it was whatever. But, I mean, it was probably the pandemic that really did it, because you weren't, like, sitting and eating and talking with people, because nobody wanted to... Are you not entertained? Yeah, it does sound very... like a very spoiled thing, like, I just simply can't eat unless I'm watching something. But I think it really was the pandemic that did it for me, because, you know, before that, you'd be, like, eating and talking with friends, and then there was a period of time where a lot of the dining halls on my campus were really encouraging people to, like, take food to go. Like, there was this whole system where you would have, like a token that you would use to get a to-go container out of, like, a machine, and then you would, like, wash it and then return it to the machine. Like, they were really trying to encourage people to take their food out. And then you'd be, like, taking your food to your dorm room, like, alone. So that was probably when I really started, like, just always watching something while I was eating. But I kind of never broke the habit. I mean, now I live alone, so I don't have anybody to talk to while I'm eating anyway. But if the pandemic hadn't hit when it did, I might not have gotten so dependent on screens. But something I can always keep working on. Oh, that would have been a nice ricochet. Boom. I'm glad this level went by pretty quick, because I do not like looking at this face in the background. The eyes follow you, and I do not like it. The spooky... Like, the tutorials in this game, I love Peggle, but the tutorials are so weird, because, like, it's telling you this on the last level with this character. Like, if you haven't figured out how the power works by now, like, you probably didn't make it to level 5, you know? Like, I figured that out. Like, you figured it out the first time you get the green... Well, maybe not the first time, because you have to, like, see that it's... You might not immediately figure out that it matches where it went down, but, like, it's a bit too late to be giving us that information. Also, this game's giving me such whiplash, because before this, I was just playing Marvel Rivals, which I am horrible at, but I was playing with my brother-in-law. I wasn't planning on it, but he just messaged me like, oh, do you want to play Marvel Rivals? And I was like, sure, why not? Because, again, I haven't talked to anybody all day, and even over Discord, like, it's better than nothing. But going from Marvel Rivals, where, like, every second is just constant panic because I'm just not good at the game, to Peggle, just a very different energy. Yeah, I only ever play support where I can just, like, stay in the back and just, like, heal people from a distance, because as soon as I try and play any character that's, like, getting right in the thick of it, I just get overwhelmed and, like, overextend and die immediately. So I really only like to play that game with other people, because otherwise it's just kind of boring just standing in the back by myself. So I think the last time I played Marvel Rivals was, like, the last time he messaged me and asked if I wanted to play it with him, which was, like, a month ago. So that also doesn't help. If I played more often, I'd get better at it, but it's just not something I enjoy playing by myself. Because, like, you just get stressed, and, like, there's just no one to, like, talk and vent with. Peggle is a lot more my speed. Boom. Who is next after the ghost? Now, well, really any kind of, like, online multiplayer, like, you can play on your own, but, like, it's just so much more fun with people. Especially in any game where, like, you can just, like, play by yourself and it's online against other people, that's fine. But, like, anything where you're, like, on a team, in a squad with a party, it's just miserable to play with people online. Because there's just no way to communicate, and nothing just ever works out. There was a little bit of time a while ago that I was trying to play Apex Legends. And that game was just, like, miserable already because you're playing against people that are so good that, like, just you can't do anything. But, yeah, when you have a teammate that you can't communicate with, that's just, like, the perfect formula for just having no fun and being annoyed. Because if you're playing a game by yourself and you mess up and die, you're like, I messed up, but whatever, that's on me. But when you play just because one of your teammates is being an idiot and you lose, it's just an instant rage machine. So I only ever play those games with friends. Yeah, it just takes one bad teammate and you're just not having a good time. And most teammates online are bad. It's not even necessarily about playing bad, it's just games where you, like, have to be on the same page. Like, there's just nothing you can do. I just suck at Fortnite in general. Like, I know that there is a mode where you don't build, and I think maybe I'd be good at that, but because I just am not good at playing that game. Because I get into a fight, and I just... like, everybody else is, like, building towers all around, and I just forget the buttons for it, and I'm just, like, standing there awkwardly on the ground. Yeah, TF2, I somehow have still never played Team Fortress 2. It's one of those games that I keep meaning to play because, like, it's so iconic, but I just never get around to it. Not any particular reason why. There are so many games that I keep saying I really need to get to, and then instead of playing them, I just replay one of, like, my 4 favorite games for, like, the 20th time. I really need to get better at just, like, picking a game and just committing to finish it. Like, even if something new comes out, or, like, another game comes up that I want to play, I really need to get better at finishing one thing before moving on to the next. It's like, if I sat down and made a list of every game that I've gotten, like 10% of the way into, enjoyed, but then stopped playing because I switched to something else, like, it's gotta be at least a couple dozen games by this point. What a surprise, 10,000 again. Yeah, Team Fortress 2, I probably will get around to playing it at some point, but I think in general, any, like first-person shooters, or third-person shooters, really aren't my speed, because I feel like I just don't have the reaction time. Like, by the time I realize that somebody is shooting me and I try and find him, I'm already dead. Peggle is just a lot simpler. It's like, even like first-person shooters that are like a single-player campaign, I'm not great at because I just don't have good spatial awareness in those kind of games. The one that I remember really having fun with is, I think it was Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Like, it came out on the Wii, and like with like the Wii zapper that you would put the Wii remote and the nunchuck in, and it looked like a gun. I remember playing that one a lot, just because like the novelty of like pointing a gun at the screen was fun. It was kind of made it feel like more playing a game at an arcade. But that doesn't mean that I was good at it. I just remember playing it a lot. I was trying to look up if there's any way to make it so that Peggle doesn't immediately pause the game and cut the audio if you click off of the window, and it seemed like the answer is no, because that's just how the game runs. So I just gotta deal with it and be mindful with my mouse. And line the no. Yeah, the old PopCap games. Yeah, it is annoying. I mean, if you're just playing it on your own, it's like whatever. Because like if you click off, it's probably because you're going to do something else. Like unless you just misclick on the edge. But like trying to stream this game, like anytime I want to like quick check on anything else, like with OBS or Twitch, like I just like the game just is gone. So it is very annoying, specifically in the context of streaming. Yeah, it's not like a huge deal. It's just one of those little things that just every time it happens, you're like, ugh, just keep going. It sounds like such nice background music, all these games. I really need to lock in. I'm more focused on talking than on actually playing this game, and I'm not making the shots that I need to be making. Oh! Okay, maybe if I just bounce it off there? Okay, there we go. I really should not be struggling with this game as much as I am, but I'm just not focused. It has been such a long day. Gotta admit that Tula is based. It is, in fact, important to be environmentally aware. Although, driving a car made of bricks, probably not gonna get anywhere. Yeah. There's so many, like environmentally friendly things that, like, they're like, it's not important to do it, but it's like, you can be as conscious as possible about, like, turning off lights when you leave a room, and, like, not letting your water run when you're brushing your teeth, which, like, I do those things. But then, like one person, like, driving their car to work just, like, wipes out, like, anything that you do. On the other hand, there are way too many people that will, like, focus too much on, like, the bigger picture and say, like, oh, like, with how much, like, CO2 is burned by, like, big corporations, the things that you do as a person don't matter. And that, I think, is going a bit too far in the other direction. Like, obviously, like, your individual choices aren't gonna make much of a dent compared to what huge companies are doing. But, like, I don't really think that's an excuse to, like, not try to be environmentally conscious when you can. I mean, that's just as an environmental studies major. But there's, like, that one tweet that goes viral every, like, couple months, where it's like, the biggest 20 corporations are responsible for 80% of the emissions, so nothing you do matters. And it's like, I don't know, like, I don't see how, like, how that message is supposed to, like, help anybody, because, like, it's just saying, oh, nothing you do matters because of big corporations, and, like, there's never any follow-up as, like, any, like, action items, like, oh, here's what we should do. It's just like, oh, nothing matters. Like, there is a lot of things that you can be a doomer about with, like, different degrees of justification, but it's not really productive, you know? That was not a good shot. I'm so bad. Oh. No, it's not even... that was not even close to the free ball bucket. Yeah, there are definitely a lot of people who are just want an excuse to feel like they're doing something without actually doing anything. I mean, it's like the definition of, like armchair activism. It's like, hey, just sign this petition that will accomplish nothing. Like, no offense to the people who created change.org, but, like, I would love to see the breakdown on what percentage of change.org petitions have accomplished anything ever. I definitely have like signed a few and like posted like oh, you should go sign this too, and it's like, has a single change.org petition ever done anything? I certainly can't think of anything. They're just kind of a way for you to feel like you did something without actually having to work. Can I make that? Okay, just a little bit more this way. Damn it. A little bit more. There we go, okay. Yep. When I slow down and focus, I can make decent shots, but I just get too distracted and just kind of shoot at random sometimes, and then suddenly I have like 2 balls left and 5 pegs. But not this thing. Oh, I didn't even notice those flower faces in the corner. Oh god. So many of the faces in the background of this game are just so creepy. And it always throws me off because the rest of the background will be like so nice and peaceful looking, and then just that. Like ugh. I'm going to the next stage. Yeah. Warren Rabbit, Magic Hat. I remember I was watching one of Doug's Peggle streams, and everybody in his chat was freaking out over Magic Hat, and it was just so funny to watch because he just like, it never does anything. But is that what I'm so bad at losing my like, I'm good at losing my train of thought, which is bad, is what I meant to say there. But yeah, this probably is my least favorite power, because like you hit it, and it's like, yay! The hitbox was slightly bigger for 2 seconds before it just immediately went in the bucket. Yay, more Magic Hat. Like, there are definitely situations where the Magic Hat can help. Like, some of those times I probably wouldn't have hit without it. But I feel like it never makes as much of a difference as you would want it to. Like, it's hard to tell if Magic Hat is doing anything. But it does kind of do something. I just think it's weird that they made an ability where, like, half the time you don't even get it. Like, it's like they made the Magic Hat and then realized that it wasn't great. And instead of, like, making it better, they just, like, added, like, the spinning wheel so that it feels like something more is happening. That was a bad couple of shots to start the round. Like, the extra ball is nice, but, like, it certainly doesn't feel very exciting. If the Magic Hat was better, it could probably get you an extra ball sometimes. But it is what it is. So far, this guy's backgrounds haven't been nearly as creepy as Tula's have. I mean, I'm not loving what's going on here, but like, the eye, it's not a weirdly realistic face, so that's something. But yeah. My goal for today is I'm probably gonna try and finish up the Magic Hat levels and then call it for the night, because I did not realize that it's already 10 o'clock. I was just playing Marvel Rivals with my brother-in-law for like a couple hours, and I didn't think it was going to go that long, and then I still wanted to do something a bit more relaxing. That was a horrible level. But yeah. I kind of want to stream something other than Peggle at some point, but like I'm very bad at making up my mind, and there are oh nice, there are so many things that I'd like to play that like I just feel like I'm just gonna keep defaulting back to the same handful of things. I have been thinking about going back and playing some of the older Pokemon games. Yeah, I feel like I can only stream Peggle for so long before I would just like get maybe too good at it. I guess I'm gonna go for the Peggle world record, but I don't know if I'd ever be quite that fast at it. But part of me, because I just recently played Pokemon ZA, so because of that I've kind of been wanting to go back and play Pokemon Y, because I do think it was an interesting choice to like set the entire game in one city, and like it was fun. Like it definitely wasn't the prettiest looking game, but also it wasn't nearly as bad as everybody was saying. But there were like so many references throughout the game to like the other places in the Kalos region that you don't get to like visit, and it kind of made me want to go back and play that. So if I can figure out how to get that up and running on my computer, maybe I'll stream that this weekend. But I haven't made up my mind on that yet. If anything, then it definitely would help because I could potentially get some feedback from people in chat on what to name my Pokemon, because I am so bad at it. Because like I feel a weird amount of pressure to like pick a good name, and it's like it doesn't matter. Like you can change it, and also it's just like a virtual animal. Like it doesn't matter what you name it. But I'll sit there for like a couple of minutes trying to think of something to name them, and then I usually just end up naming them after characters from different video games. I think my entire party in Pokemon Legends ZA were named after characters from Fire Emblem Three Houses. You never name your Pokemon ever? Like you beat the Elite Four with Charizard and like I mean, I guess that is easier than trying to think of a bunch of names, but I get so like weirdly attached to the like I feel bad if I don't give them a name. Like and it's so dumb because like they're not real. But I'll sit there for like 5 minutes and try and think of a name, because otherwise I just feel bad. But yeah, a lot of mine end up being named after other video game characters. I would actually... Yeah, that is true. And honestly, I'm surprised... Yeah, because they don't name them in the anime, and they also don't really give them nicknames. Like, other trainers never give them nicknames in any of the games. Like, I feel like at some point... I guess the reason they don't is because, like... especially if it's a Pokemon you haven't seen before, and like a trainer you run into throws one out, like they want you to be able to know what the Pokemon is if it isn't one that you've seen before, so I guess that's why they never have the trainers give them nicknames. But like there are so many times in the game where you'll come across like random NPCs or gym leaders, and they'll talk about like how important their Pokemon are to them. Like it's one that they've had since they were a kid, but like it doesn't have a nickname, they just call it the Pokemon name. So I mean, I guess they're all just like Napalm Zombie in the chat. But yeah, mine are pretty much all just named after other video game characters. I would potentially like to play Fire Emblem Three Houses on stream, but I do not have a capture card to be able to like play Switch games on stream. And I'll maybe get one at some point, but that will probably have to wait until after I get a job. Because that would take a long time to get through. I've never played the game on like maddening difficulty. I think that would be kind of something fun to just like slowly chip away at on a stream. But yeah, I would have to get a capture card first, and I really... Now's not the time for me to be investing in new technology. Unless I suddenly become a popular streamer, which is, like, not happening, so... Yeah, maybe in a couple of months I'll try doing that, but for the meantime, maybe Pokemon, maybe Minecraft, maybe just a lot of Peggle. Maybe I will become a Peggle streamer, who knows. I am not doing well at this level. Please, Magic Hat. Oh, no. The worst power. Okay. Okay, now is the time to lock in. He says before making the worst shot of his career. I just do not have the timing for this game. This is tragic. Okay. Gotta lock in. Focus. Oh, Magic Hat. There we go. That's all I need to win this. Go, Magic Hat, go. That accomplished very little. That was better, I guess. Still not great. Okay, that was that, because that's that side of the board cleared out now. Gonna go for that one. I'm just still going back to that message. I still can't believe that you don't name your Pokemon. I feel like if I just, like, when I'm catching ones that, like, I'm just catching to fill out the Pokedex and, like, they're not going in my party, I don't name them. But, like, it's especially, I love giving them, like, really dumb names, too. When it's, like, you get to, like, the final battle for, like, the fate of the world, and you just send out, just, like, Jim. Like, I love... That's, like, usually my fallback. Like, I'll spend a decent amount of time trying to think of, like, a good name for them. Oh, thank God I got that free ball. I can maybe pull this off now. Is it just that? Oh, damn it. I should have timed that better. Gym leader. Has there been a gym leader whose name is Jim? Because if there hasn't been, there really should be. Maybe that'll be in whatever the next Pokemon games are. I think I heard something of, like, the rumors of what the next generation is going to be, but I don't know if it's, like, actually an official leak or if it's just people speculating. Honestly, I'm kind of more excited for whatever the next Legends game is going to be, because I like that they've been using the Legends games to play around with the core mechanics a little bit more. Like, for all, like, the talk about Scarlet and Violet being so different because they're open world, like, the battles themselves and were, like, pretty much, like, exactly the same, like, mechanically. And, like, the open world was kind of ugly and boring a lot of the time. Meanwhile, with Legends, Arceus and now ZA, like, they just make playing Pokemon just feel so much more different. And I know they've been kind of a bit divisive, but for me at least, I had a lot more fun with both of those games than I did with Scarlet and Violet. Especially the character customization. It is so good in ZA. I cannot fathom why, for Scarlet and Violet, they made the decision that you were going to have to wear a school uniform for the entire game and just let you customize the accessories. Like, that is like a generational fumble. I'm so bad at Peggle. But, like, it was genuinely one of the most incomprehensible decisions I've seen. Because it's not just that, like, you weren't just locked to a style of clothing, you were locked to a color palette. Because, like, a lot of the options were, like, purple or, like, bright orange. I mean, scarlet, technically. But there were so many different colored accessories, like, and, like, different, like, hats and, like, shoes that you could pick. But, like, they looked horrible with the clothes you were stuck wearing, so what was the point? So yeah, I definitely did enjoy the most recent game more because of that, but... Come on, Magic Hat! No, okay, Flower Power, that's not bad. I really should not be having as much trouble on stage 3 as I am right now. But I'm not good at Peggle. Like, what was that shot? Okay. Okay, free ball. This should be no problem now. But, like, this should not have been, like, my 6th attempt before I finally got it. Also, now that we're a few levels in, it really is mostly just the Tula levels that have crazy backgrounds, huh? Because, like, this is fine. Like, these rabbits look fine. No creepy, realistic faces on them. Like, thank God. Okay, now, what I'm going to do this level is I'm going to lock in, clear it first try. Let's go. Okay, not off to a good start. Maybe not. We will do our best. Triple score, great. Yeah, that's a power that, like, it's only useful to get the triple score from the magic hat if it was, like, already going to be a good shot anyway, because that wasn't a good shot. So, like, the triple score, like, it got me the free ball, which is nice, but, like, if you're not good at playing the game, like, it doesn't help you to get it that much, because, like, if you're making bad shots, you're not going to get the triple anyway. I mean, you're not going to get the free ball. Like, just, as much as the magic hat sucks, it's like, just give me the magic hat, because at least, like, it does something. Let's clear this one out. Just vibe into this background music. Okay. Get triple score, come on. Give me something fun. Magic Hat sucks. Okay. I'm so bad. Like, I don't think I'm doing this at this point. First try. Maybe if I get the free ball on this one? Damn it. Okay. Just hit one or... Okay. Maybe there's a chance. Shoot it now. Damn it. Hopefully none of you were believing in me, because if so, your faith would have been misplaced. This is the one. I'm calling it. Just come on. You should not have been betting on that attempt. That was... it was never gonna happen. Now we are both out of money. I've watched gameplay people playing Peggle who are just really good at it, and you watch it and you're just like, yeah, they just find the right angle, make good shots, and it's easy. And then you play the game and that just all goes out the window, and it's like I've never even seen a triangle in my life before. Like, at some point I'm gonna need to, like, get, like, a protractor and just, like, tape it to my monitor. Okay, this one might be the attempt. Assuming that I can get in and... Oh, free ball. Okay, yeah, we got this. Maybe if I try and bounce it... Nah, shoot. Okay, I have 4 balls. I can easily just clear this out. And then should be fine. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. That's the thing about Peggle, like... You're either, like, nowhere close on your last ball, or, like, suddenly things work out and you make it with, like, a few balls to spare. Like, there's no in-between for me. But... On to stage 8-5, which is going to be my last one for the night. This, maybe we can get the first try this time. We'll see. But I'm not loving this start, so probably not. Could have been worse, could have been better. It's like I'm allergic to the red pegs. Oh, orange. Okay, that was a good shot. I'll just pretend that was on purpose. That's a strategy. When you mess up, it was because of a misclick, and when a shot goes really well, like, calculated. Okay, I changed my mind. I don't think I'm making this one first attempt. I'm so bad. Okay, this not the best level for the flippers. Maybe we could do something here. Yeah, no. Yeah, I like the flippers. Like, unless it's a level that's specifically designed for them, they really just aren't that good on a lot of the levels. Like, yeah, if I win, it's because I'm a tactical genius, and if I lose, it's because my computer is lagging and the game glitched and I misclicked and I'm being haunted. Okay. Just gotta keep training together free balls. Magic Hat? Yeah, Magic Hat, let's go! Accomplish absolutely nothing. God. I can't even land in the bucket. God damn it. Okay. Okay. Really, that's what I need to. I just need to time my shots so that even if I make a bad shot, I still have a better chance of landing in the free ball bucket. But I always just get too impatient to wait. Okay, no. Okay, that's one half of the board cleared. Oh, that's nice. Okay, like I was saying, it's either things get really dire and you just like lose horribly, or yeah, no, we can make it. Or suddenly, like, you're just fine and you have like 4 balls left. Boom! Extreme Fever. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that is the last stage for that guy. So that's probably going to be it for today. I'll come back and finish up Lord Cinderbottom. What a name. Just imagine going around and having to tell people your name is Cinderbottom. Like, feel bad for that guy. But yeah, I'll probably come maybe tomorrow evening, finish out these last few, and then just head on something else to stream other than Peggle. But yeah, that was... Like, you would wish that. You change your name to Napalm Cinderbottom. That actually would be kind of cool. But yeah, I have been liking... I've only done a couple streams, but I have been enjoying it just because it's nice to at least feel like I have somebody to talk to, even though nobody's actually here. But it's been great. I hope you all have a great rest of your night. See you probably tomorrow for some more Peggle action, where I will hopefully improve on my miserable performance from tonight. Maybe. We'll see. I might get in some practice off stream. But yeah. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.